Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. I hope you all are doing really good. And the important scheme that we are going to cover today is the National Creche Scheme. All right. So this particular scheme, that is the National Creche Scheme, it is a sub scheme of what? It is the sub scheme of Integrated Child Protection Scheme. Right. So this particular scheme, why I have written in short form, because this we have already covered in our previous lecture. If you haven't watched it yet, you can watch it from you can find the link from the description box below. All right. So our topic would be for today would be National Creche Scheme. So before that, to our new audience, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can also join our Telegram channel to get the PDF of this particular lecture and every lecture that we provide on YouTube. And currently we are offering 40% off plus additional 5% off on all our courses, and to avail this offer you have to use the code FEST, and this particular offer, it is valid till 7th October 2021. All right. So yeah, so this is something that I wanted to share. See, when you are studying for a scheme for any particular examination, any examination you want to give, there are some points that you should keep in mind before reading that scheme, because generally the questions they are asked from these points only. All right. So I'll just go through it once, and later you can read it out from the PDF. All right. So you should know what the nodal ministries means which ministry is regulating it, or the agency. You should know what is the aim or objective of that particular scheme. You should know what are the targets. What are the target means, some scheme they have target that up to this year we will cover this much, whatever target they have set, right? So you should know the targets, you should know the beneficiaries, means which society would be benefited, which section of the society would be benefited from this particular scheme, right? Apart from that, what are the key features of that scheme? Associated umbrellas or sub scheme. Umbrella scheme is basically what? It is nothing but when many of the schemes they come together to perform a particular function in a broader sense, right? So what happens initially, we have covered what we have done: Integrated Child Development Services Scheme, right? Those who haven't seen my previous video, would it would be a little bit difficult for you to understand, so kindly do check, do study that PDF, or do watch that PDF before understanding this one. All right. So we have done that, and then under it we had Integrated Child Protection scheme, right? And under that we are studying what? Under that we are studying this National Creche Scheme. So this is an umbrella scheme because it consists of many of the other schemes. Then under this we have this one, right? So this is the sub scheme of this, this is the sub scheme of this. Although they are at individual level, they are individual schemes, but for a higher purpose, many schemes they come together. So another one scheme is made under which they can be kept, for example in case of here this, right? So you should know what are the sub schemes, associated umbrellas with it. Then we have allocation in the latest budget, how much money that have been allocated in the budget. Then campaigns, portals, apps that are related to it, latest data, whatever it has achieved or how much it has grown, right? And then whatever current affairs that are associated with it, right? So yeah, so let's move ahead, and before understanding the different aspect of this particular scheme, let us first know what a creche is. All right, so this one slide is for those who do not know what a creche is, so it would be a very a little difficult for them to understand about the scheme. So that is why a photo I have incorporated here. So creche is nothing, it is just a nursery for the babies, or you can say the young children, and it is usually functioning during the daytime. All right. So here the children they are taken care of during the daytime, and this is what a creche is. And here a lot of toys are there, videos are shown to them, just for their entertainment, right? So this is it. So now let's move ahead. So again, to start with, we'll go with some general information. For example, what is the launch year of the National Creche Scheme? So the answer to this is 2017. It was launched in 2017. And what is the Nodal Ministry? Nodal Ministry is basically the ministry that regulates this particular scheme. So it is what? It is Ministry of Women and Child Development. Next comes, what are the targeted beneficiaries, means which section of the society would be benefited from this particular scheme. So the answer to this is what? Children in the age group of 6 months to 6 years. See, because we are sending our children. And one more, let me add, then I'll explain, of working women. So what does it mean? Basically a child that is below 6, because he is completely dependent on the mother for its food, right? So because 6 months, when 6 months a child is of 6 months, then he can eat the solid food. Right before that he is dependent on mother's milk. So that is why children of the age group of 6 months to 6 years, they are under this category, because it is considered 6 years a child is dependent, does not know how to be independent, and after that they can be, if they are taught to. So targeted beneficiaries are children from 6 months to 6 years and of working women, and here working women of both rural and urban areas, that you should know. Okay. And there is one condition also for these working women of rural and urban areas, that they should at least work for 15 days in a month, or 6 months in a year. So both means the same, because both are half of the respective criteria. 15 days is half of 30 days, that is 1 month, and 6 months would be half of 1 year, right? So this is minimum criteria. What do I mean by this? What I meant is, for sending your child to crèche, the female or the working women, they should at least have 15 days job a month, or 6 months a year. All right. So this is about the general information. Now let's move to the different aspects related to it. First of all, what is the aim of this national crèche scheme? Why was it formed? Right. It is the aim. It is to provide a safe place for mothers to leave their children. Right. So the place should be safe. Right. That is why a mother would send or leave their children. Right. So see, now you can link this to, it is a scheme in itself, right? But it comes under what? It comes under integrated child protection. Do remember this word. Scheme. So now you understand why this scheme comes under the integrated child protection scheme, because here there should be a safe place for the child to stay until his or her mother comes back to take him or her, right? So to provide a safe place for the children while they are at work. So why the mother they are sending the children? Because they are going to work, and thus empowering women. So it has two aim. First, to look after the child, to provide a safe environment for the child, and second, to empower women. The empowering women is the indirect aspect of this particular scheme, right? Because women now they can pursue their work, because they know that whenever time they are out for their job, their children, they would be in safe hands, right? So this is the aim of this particular scheme. Next is, what are the objectives of this scheme? We'll go one by one. The first one is to provide daycare facilities. Means in crèche, the children they are sent for the daytime only, and that is for 6 months to 6 years of working women who have a career to support their family. Next is to improve nutrition and health status. And now why and how it is done? See, children they spend a significant time of a day in crèche, right? So that is why whatever nutrition requirement that a growing child has, this particular crèche, okay, this particular organization, it looks after that. They provide them with proper nutrition and different whatever sources of vitamins and other minerals, vitamin and minerals, so that they have a proper growth. Next is to promote physical, cognitive means basically analytical, okay. So what is the next objective of this particular scheme? To promote physical, there should be physical development of the child, there should be cognitive or analytical development of the child, there should be social, how social, when one child would interact with other 5 children, they would have this social development. Apart from that, we have emotional development also, when we live among a larger group, right? So we need to tackle with our all the social and emotional aspects also. That is what this particular scheme, it promotes that. Next is to educate and empower parents, caregivers for better child care, right? So because first of all, they are if they're allowing their parents to have a better lifestyle, so that is why this particular crèche system, it is helping them, right? And in another way, when the children, they live in a particular way in the crèche, so that is how they behave in the home also, right? And that is why parents are also being told that this is the way to fulfill the nutrient requirements, or to have the proper development, physical, cognitive, social or emotional development of the child, right? So these are all the objectives of the national crèche scheme. Next we'll look at the services. What are the different services that this crèche system provides? First is the daycare facility, including sleeping facilities. So in these the services or the facilities provided by crèche system, they have daycare facilities, because right, the children, they are sent for the daytime only, including sleeping facilities in case the child is feeling sleepy, so there should be a proper arrangement for that, right? Next is early stimulation and preschool education. That is the same thing that we have discussed in objective. What does it means? Early stimulation means they are being exposed to such an environment where they have to, for example, the type of games where analytical power is required, right? Or the videos are shown accordingly, where something that stimulates your brain, that are being shown, right? And preschool education are simple things for having basic knowledge of alphabets, right? Or how to write, or how to hold a pen, right? All these things, they are being taken care of. Next is supplementary nutrition. Supplementary, again, whatever to complete the requirement of the body, nutrition requirement of the body, they provide the supplementary nutrients. Next is the health checkup and immunization. All right, so health checkup is done, and if there are some vaccines that are for the age group of the children that are in the crèche, they are also being given. Now, what are the guidelines for these national crèche scheme or the crèche organization? What are these? First of all, working hours. What would be the working hours? The working hours of crèche would be 26 days in a month. So in a month, this crèche, it would be open for 26 days. All right. All the 4, you can assume these 4s would be Sunday, where the family would be available for the child, right? Approx 30 days are there, right? Then 7.5 hours a day. All right, so this crèche, it would be functional, or the working hours of the crèche would be in a day, it would be 7.5 hours. Okay, that is the average time that we have here in India for the working hours, right? Of the this is in consideration for the parents, so that parents, they can do their work. Next is accommodation. Okay, not more than 25 children per crèche. So in a crèche, only 25 children would be allowed maximum, no on, so that proper care could be given to each and every child there, right? Next is one worker and one helper must be present. At least one worker and one helper should be there for the children. Next is, what are the charges? The government, they take charges also for this service, but they are the minimal. As you can see, for BPL families, BPL is below poverty line. Okay, so for the below poverty line, this particular they take 20 rupees per child per month. So in a month, the parents, they just have to pay 20 rupees per child, okay, per month. For the family where both mother and father are working, and their collective income is up to 12,000 collective income, okay, so per month, those people, they have to give rupees 100 per child per month, okay. And for the family where the collective income of mother and father is considered, and if it is above 12,000, then it would be 200 per child per month. All right, so these are the guidelines for the national crèche scheme. And this was all the important points that are related to this particular topic. I hope this topic is clear to you all. We'll come again with another most important schemes. So until then, all the very best for your examination and keep study hard.